What happens when an IRS employee goes rogue and discloses information they're not supposed to? Hi, I am Juliana and I'm an enrolled agent living in Texas. I have a background of working at the IRS as well as a master's in taxation. I like to cover some of my experiences at the IRS as well as things you may encounter either with the IRS or tax in general. So if any of that interests you, then come along. All your information is held closely by the IRS, and there are grave penalties if that information is shared accidentally or intentionally with somebody who's not supposed to receive it. Every single person who works at the IRS is given extensive training yearly on disclosure issues and PII, so personal identifying information. Nothing can be shared unless it is with the taxpayer themselves or there is a signed, valid form authorizing the IRS to share that certain information with a representative. So when somebody accidentally provides information to an outside source, it kind of depends on what the information is, and often it slides under the radar. People have accidentally sent out transcripts to the wrong number, the fax number, back when I worked in the call center. A lot of times the taxpayer would give a wrong fax number or wrong information. So it can be intercepted by accident. So that can happen. And the information that is sent out often doesn't have social security numbers on it. So hopefully it's a little bit more secure, but often mail does. So if it's accidentally sent, sometimes it slips through the cracks, but sometimes you can get in trouble as well. The main software system that keeps the information is called IRS, and I don't remember what it stands for. I could look it up, but I don't really care. This is a DOS format system where you have to type in command codes to receive the information. I loved it because I learned it very well and I was very fast at using it, and I could also read it and interpret it very well. I got extensive training on it. But basically, certain employees, most employees, if you have access to IRS, you have access to anyone and everyone's information who has ever filed a tax return. But your information is monitored. So it's monitored by TIGTA, and if you access somebody who you are not authorized to access, especially a famous person, a family member, a neighbor who lives near you, someone that you know personally, they monitor that. If you can only access someone that you have been assigned to access, nobody else, ever, under any circumstances. So if you access something, they come and find you and talk to you about why you did that. Since you do have to type in command codes and you type in social security numbers in order to pull up any information, typos are frequent. I went to a lot of people returns that was by accident. And the second I realized it was by accident, I get out of it. Sometimes you file a form that says, hey, this was an accident, I swear. And sometimes you don't. But unintentional breaches are usually okay. Accessing or sharing information that is not authorized can lead to minor punishments, sanctions, being fired, but it can be something much larger, fines. I don't know if there's jail time involved. It really depends on what you do. I assume that if somebody stole like a resident's return and released it to the public, that would probably be jail time, but I have nothing to back that up because I haven't looked it up. But it probably depends on the extent and what you have released. The IRS does keep your information being private very seriously, so I wouldn't be concerned. But you also can't just go ask an IRS employee to look up your information because they will always say no unless they want to be fired.